Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Wardy's Waffle. It's very cold, as you can see, white in the hedges here. Got my hat on, but that's also I've got my hat on because I've had a haircut yesterday, and also we've got someone else here who's had a haircut. Not Rhonda, little
not
Frankie.
Me, I need one.
So little Frankie's had a haircut, and she got a little bandana on to say what a good girl she's been. So so she's very good at having a haircut. So she'll be cold as well. So I think
I'm going to buy her a little jumper in a minute.
Dear, oh dear, soft.
Christmas
Anyway, this update, what have we got for you this week? A lot of little snippets of various things. Little bit going on the farm, which I'll show you about. We've been dragging on the frost, which has gone really well, so I'll show you that. The main thing that you'll have seen this week is the baked beans have been canned. The Capulet beans, only a very small amount though in Prince's development kitchen, as they call it. So this is just 2 or 3 clips from that. We'll have a look in a minute, but as you can see, here's the other one that's had the haircut, and they're just waiting for tidbits from Rhonda. There. Come on then. Beans before we start. Yeah, these are them being soaked. We've got the tomato paste, and then what have we got in there?
Sugar, salt, seasonings and starches.
Brilliant. Thank you.
So we take the blanched beans and fill a known weight into the can, which we're doing here. Check the weight, leave it in the bowl. We add our tomato sauce. Add in the
How important is the tomato sauce?
The roller comes in. There's 2 actions. It does roll. So
look at that.
Basically, this is a tiny cooker compared to what we have in the factory, but it mimics what the factory cooker does.
What do you think, Andrew?
It's incredible to think that these have been grown at home 30 miles away from here. We must have more homegrown protein, and we must have more food produced at home instead of importing so much.
That's 20 tonne in each one of those.
Each row, right?
Yep. And then each side is 1,750 bags.
So there's some clips, really fascinating experience we had from in there. There's so many clips I've got. I think I've got over 100 little videos to edit together. I'm going to put that out as one video all on its own without anything else to it, and I'll be doing it over the next 2 or 3 nights. So please keep your eye on this channel on YouTube to see when I post them, because I'm not quite sure when I'll be able to do it. But fascinating experience seeing how they can the beans, and I didn't realise that they are cooked in the tin in a giant steamer. Anyway, you'll see more of that when I put all the videos together. Next week I'm going to Germany. I'm going to the John Deere combine factory, so Wednesday evening's update will be all about how John Deere make combines. So thank you to Farrell's for inviting me to go with them to that. So that's Wednesday's update coming along. Then I've got a few more feature-length updates from Ireland, from the docks, and also from Finnegan's farm. 2 nights ago there was a sugar beet meeting. NFU Sugar organised this meeting at Lincolnshire Showground to update us on the progress of discussions with British Sugar. As some of you know, British Sugar brought out their own contract, which they shouldn't have done, because it's written down that they have to have discussions and have to reach an agreement with NFU Sugar, and NFU Sugar work on behalf of us, the grower. And so that was a really interesting meeting, very unified support British Sugar, NFU Sugar have had, and there was a few have signed the British Sugar contract, but not many. So that's done a huge amount of good. The fact that the vast majority of us haven't signed the contract, it's given NFU Sugar more bargaining powers for discussions. It's Thursday evening. Rhonda and I just come to an NFU Sugar meeting at Lincolnshire Showground. This is to give an update on the latest contract situation that the NFU Sugar team are discussing with British Sugar, and you can just see by the number of vehicles here how many people will be here and the feeling in the industry, because this is just not just about British Sugar, it's about the whole industry and making a stand, and this just shows the feeling amongst it. So we'll just have a look here, because the car park here at the showground is absolutely full. You can see here amount of people in the room.
It's great to see so many of you here supporting your sugar sector here this evening. So thank you on behalf of the Sugar Board for coming. We've got obviously the negotiation team, which is myself, Dr. Northern, Arthur Marshall and Vice Chair Simon Smith on that side of the room, and then we've got 4 of our board members here to help us answer any questions later should you have any. And Paul will
also regarding ploughing, some of you have mentioned when I put some of these videos up that we need to go back to ploughing. Well, we stopped ploughing in 2003 here for a reason, and this is the reason. So as you can see, when we do plough this soil, it ploughs exceedingly rough and very unlevel. It doesn't bury any straw or rubbish, and it just leaves us with a problem to deal with and try and get a seed bed and level the soil. So the reason we don't plough is because of that. But the solo that we use does the same job as a plough, but it leaves it a lot leveler because it loosens it underneath and lets the water through. And a lot of the fields that we've got water still on this time that you've seen in the videos the last few weeks, they were done direct drilled, if you like, or just done after the Express, which is a very small disc machine without any deep loosening legs. So we will go back to the solo on every field this next year, and we'll get the fields sorted and put right. Now, one other thing that's come up this week is a video of a Channel 4 Good Morning Britain putting up about the guy who presents a travel show saying that we need to eat less beef. Absolutely ludicrous, because in the picture in the background of them doing this video was a herd of dairy cows when they're talking about beef. So this is the clip. I'll just let you watch it, then we'll come back to it in a second. Just unbelievable when he's talking about American beef and linking that to American turnover and GDP and everything, when we're talking about Great Britain. And as we all know, it's there's a huge difference. And for those non-farmers of you here who watch these videos, and I know there are a lot of you, and that's one of the main reasons I do these videos, to help show what we're doing in farming and put out the correct stories, because a lot of what you've just seen isn't right. So transport is a huge contributor to climate change and greenhouse emissions. And when you look at what they're saying here with beef, it's just plain wrong, because the cows are eating the grass. Grass is a massive soak up of carbon and sequesters carbon, and yet it's saying cows are the problem when they're clearly not. So with this guy actually been fronting a travel program, he flies all around the world, I think he needs to look closer to home at what he's doing instead of what we're doing and telling people what to eat, because his job and his show is causing a lot more problems to climate change than what a lot of what the cows are doing around the country. Anyway, that's it now on all the little extra bits and bobs. Let's get into what we've been doing on the farm over the last few days. We've got Howard here from Sharman's. You saw in the previous clip of the video of this JCB we were trying. We're just going to have a quick look at this as well. Tom and Ruben tried it yesterday with the blade on, and we'll have a little clip of that as well. This engine, we're just looking here, really good visibility. When you look down the side there, you can see how it's sloped down, how low it is down there, so you've got visibility down to this corner, which is good. The engine, just lift that up, we'll just look at the engine, that is really compact under there.
So you have to leave the key in, so you don't lose the key, so you don't put it in your pocket, so you can't pull the key out.
Oh, right,
and you need the key
handy
to open it, so you know when you get to obviously your engine bay and you think you can open it, you can't, you have to use the key.
That's good.
Which is quite nice.
That is it. But under there is really compact. The horsepower of this one?
So this one's 150 horsepower, so this is the extra.
Yeah.
And you can see basically with all the SCRs and the AdBlue unit and everything, it's all very nice and low and kept low, so a lot of the competition machines tend to have that a little bit higher, so
Yeah.
and
then just
visibility outside the cab.
looking at the model number here, so we've got 5 is what the
Right, so
the
5
range.
is the mod, yeah, the range is the 5, and the 3.6 is obviously the tonnage.
And then the 9.5 is 9.5 metres reach. And then we're saying that the back here, the oil tank's in the back to add extra stability for weight.
Yeah, so you see a lot of the machines like Kramers and Manitous and such like have a lot of ballast on the back. You don't have that. You have the tank built into the back there. You also do, which is really quite clever. You've got the chassis. If you look at the chassis here, it's a lot thicker.
Yeah.
So smaller machines will be thinner chassis. So basically, we're building the whole strength of the machine and the weight of the machine into the chassis.
And that
itself.
chassis, that plate will go all the way through here, right to the front of the machine.
Right to the front, yeah.
All the way through to here. That is the same piece of steel there.
Yeah, all one
Yeah.
piece. And when you see it being made in the factory, it just shows you the strength and
Yeah.
and all the little runs off the, you know, if you can see when you look at the pins and the strengths and the rams, everything's all built in the factory.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
JCB, so they know what they're doing.
Let's just have a look in the cab.
Okay?
One thing I noticed that the cutaway there on the Manitou, which is handed the floors cutaway, it's not there yet on this one, but layout of the cab, good.
Okay, so as you look inside the car, you bring the steering wheel down. That's it. And like I said, we can adjust the rake accordingly up and down. It can, you know, if you need it to, if it's short or longer, depending on obviously what your driving position is.
So yeah, good layout. And transmission on here.
Yeah, so this is a bit special. This has got the dual VTEC transmission in it, so it's actually got a hydrostat at the start up to 19k, and then it goes to a torque converter upwards of 40k. So
Foot on the brake. There we go. So just in a minute, Howard, if you can, this transmission, please. I just want 2 little features.
okay, so we're in drive at the moment, Andrew,
Yeah.
and then if we just press this little red button here, it's got a minus on it, that brings it down to 3, 2 and 1. And what that does is it enables you to have different ranges within the transmission, so that from a speed perspective,
Yeah.
you can be 30.
Just everybody keep looking at that.
Yeah, so if I just up that to 2 and to 3, so in and around the yard, if you want to limit your forward speed, you can do through there. And then what we have a really nice little feature, which brings it into full hydrostat, is that we press and hold that, and it brings that to tortoise. And we can actually now utilise the revs,
Yeah.
if you like, so we can press that down and rev up. And we can also, if we want to, adjust the percentage of the forward speed. So if we're in passageways or feeding, or we've got a brush or anything on the front, we can have a set speed like a Vario tractor.
Yeah, right. And then to just go back to, say, auto or back to normal use,
We just press that button there,
press that on the right.
and it goes back to 1.
Yeah.
And then that would just really, if you just want to have a set speed of around about 10k. And then if we want to also, if we're just going down the road, we just press it till we get it into
Keep
drive.
looking at
Yeah,
that.
can you see there to 3?
Yeah.
Press it again, and then you go to drive. And
Drive, and then
you
that's-
can leave it pretty much in there and all the time if you want to.
Yeah. Brilliant. You see visibility now down that side. Now the engine cover's down, and then round the back.
Yeah.
There
You can
as
see
well.
that nice big mirror at the back there, Andrew, as well. You see Nala just coming around the back. You can see the 360
mirror
vision
there. Yeah.
right down to your hinge.
And good mirrors down there. Brilliant. Thanks, Howard. Great. On lights, good visibility. Some LEDs up there. And one on the other side as well. So that's a quick look round. Howard's taking it back now. That's Howard's from Sharman's. He's been with Sharman's a long while. Well known to a lot of people, I should say, who watch these videos. very cold. You can just see the frost on the ground here, which is great. Frost, fantastic for drying up land. And also for working land on a frost, as we did last year. We've got the field that we had our beans in this year, and incidentally, those of you might have seen a lot of the news. It's been all over the news the last day or two, and I was on GB News this morning, Thursday. I was on 5 Live, and I've just had a phone call from Times Radio. They want to do something. There's lots of media exposure with these beans, which is fantastic. So while we're talking about that, this is the field that we had the beans in. Might not recognise it, small field. We did get it sprayed off, but we didn't get it worked at all before the rain came. So on the frost this morning, Tom is now with a drag, and we're dragging it while we can still travel and to break this pan up underneath. So we'll have a look at that. So that's not frozen under there. The ground isn't, but Tom might just manage to travel. You can see water stood just there, frozen. You can hear it cracking under our feet. Dogs always love a frosty morning, don't they? Frankie? So Tom's got the old chisel plough on. I don't know why it's called a plough, because it's not a plough, it's a drag, but looks to be doing a good job. Beauty of this engine, you see it's not revving very hard at all. Nala, come on, good girl, Nala. Just see there, doing a great job there, that is. Yes, it's leaving it very rough, very unlevel, but we'll do it again probably another day if it's hard enough. At least that's pulling right through it and getting the water through. It's doing a great job, that is. Something like that, I just know from experience, when you see that, yes, it's very rough, and it won't have moved all of it, but we'll do it at another angle another day. Yeah, it's doing a cracking job, that. Really pleased with that. You can't quite see in there, but there'll be areas in there that it's not moved. So another day on the frost, Tom will come in and do it at an angle like that through here, and that will move it all. But that is doing a fantastic job. Nala. Frankie, come on. Yeah, really pleased with that. It's doing a cracking job. And actually the rain we had on Monday, we had 22 millimetres altogether, actually will have made this go better, because the top here in the surface is still very wet, and so that'll have frozen harder with it being wet. So I think that might have helped. But yeah, pleased with that. Beginning to wonder if we'd ever get anything done with this field, so it's going really well. We're always talking about fly tipping in this area, and many of you have seen the various images I've put up. We have a lot of fly tipping in this area, but this just next to me here is something else. So we've got the A17 just through there. That's where we are. We've got Leadenham Village just up the hill, and here is a caravan. It was full of rubbish, that's been cleared out. Someone's just stopping, I don't know what for, but been stripped. This is the second one in the area in the last couple of years. They're normally full to the roof with rubbish. Typical. So she was from the council, and somebody just walking down here has told me there's a pile of fly tipping down the end of this track here, so she's gone to have a look at that as well, which is great. So she's from our local North Kesteven District Council. Really good. They are very good at fly tipping generally in this area, because we get so much of it. We're just taking the trials drill up to the other farm, just loaded up onto the low loader, ready to drill the winter wheat trials in the field after sugar beet. Got some pheasants there, just been having the breakfast at this feeder. quite a few around here. Anyway, just wanted to show you the comparison. This is the field you saw in the video the other day that has come in sugar beet that had water stood on it. This was soloed in September, or no, October actually. You can just see lying in good condition really, and the water's gone through it now. So that's it for another Sunday Waffle. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and with all those other little bits and bobs in it. Lots of different things come up in this one. So the next video I'll post over the next 2 or 3 nights will be from Prince's, from when we canned the beans, and a huge amount of publicity those beans have had. And thank you to all the media outlets who contacted me over the last few days. Even made the front page of the Times on Thursday, which was fantastic to do that. I think it was Thursday, or might even have been Friday. And it's just great to get out there what we can do and how we can help promote UK food and grow more food here instead of imports. So that's the next video. And then Wednesday will be from Germany, looking at the factory, a John Deere combine factory. I'm only over there for 3 days, and then that's it. So that's it for me for Sunday. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please click like and subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you sometime in the next 2 or 3 days with the update from the Prince's factory. We're canning our Capulet beans.